So I wasn't going to do any more blogs or anything like that, video, whatever. I wasn't going to do anymore. I'm deleting everything from my blogs to my Facebook to my Instagrams. But I thought this needed to be addressed. Today, I was talking to a friend, and we talk every morning before I'm supposed to go to work. But I didn't go to work today because I had to have a checkup for my little boy. So I still was talking to my friend, and we were joking around, talking and everything like we always do. Well, the guy next door decided to come on over and ask for my gas can, which I have one because I have one because I needed. And I'm always afraid that I'm around out of gas because that's how clumsy I can be. Right now I have half a tank, so I'm good for right now because I just filled up. But anyways, and it's like I don't mind helping. I really don't. But it's what comes after that got me. That really got me. And I don't know if he thinks he's funny. It's not a joke. And I'm going to get to that in 1 second. There's just certain things you don't do. I'm sorry, you just don't. If you got a problem and you don't like your situation, then you need to fix it. You need to fix it quick. Because somebody is going to take you seriously. And that's not going to be funny. So here's the situation. I was talking to my friend, we were joking around. And we were laughing and joking. There's a shoe. I don't know if you could see it. Quite there on the ground. See the shoe? Well, we were talking about the shoe because the joke is the person I'm talking about threw a whopper at his son's head. Literally threw a whopper at his son's head. So we were joking around saying, well, maybe that's, the shoe that maybe his son threw at him and paybacks. But whatever. So we were just joking around and everything. And the person I was talking to said he was going to, he wanted to put the shoe on top of the car while they were sleeping. Well, they got up. The old man got up and he walked over, which is fine, whatever. I don't really particularly like to talk to this person. I really don't. That's just it's because one, he's got nothing nice to say about his son. And two, if you don't do something that he wants right away, this is another thing that comes into play. So he walked over, and all he started on was his son cussing on him. Nothing nice either. I'm not going to go into the words that he used. They were not nice words, though. I mean, words that I wouldn't even want my children to even hear. He cursed like a sailor, and he had nothing nice to say about his son, which is sad because his son does help him out, whatever. So he wanted my gas can and asked me if I could, but I was stuck because I get coffee in the morning, so I was stuck because my door wouldn't open because of the person next to me. We were talking. And he goes, well, I'm going to go anyway, which is no big deal, whatever. So after the person I was talking to left, this old man who I don't even know. I'm just like dumb, but who just basically offended me, and I will explain too. He started talking about how, because he was going to go to the doctor's today, I guess, have his cataracts removed. I don't know, I didn't quite understand the story because when he talks, it's always something different, or it's always confusing. So anyways, I guess I don't know if it was a checkup or whatever, but he goes, when I get back, I think I'm going to commit suicide. because he's a homeless person. Well, at least he says he's homeless, but he lives next door, so I don't get it. Unless he doesn't, I don't know. Anyways, but he's like, yeah, when I get back, I'm gonna commit suicide. I can't take this life anymore. My son's no good. Da, da, da. And I'm just looking at him, and what's the whole suicide thing, and him saying that he's going to commit suicide is very offensive to me, because I have tried to commit suicide. I have the scars on my wrist to prove it. You know what they say, left to right, attention, up and down, you get the job done. But they caught it just in time. They got me just in time. I went into the hospital for a little bit. Didn't get to see my children. So it's not funny when you're sitting here saying, well, I'm going to commit suicide, I'm going to overdose. And that's not the first time he's done it. You know, I've heard it. Like the other day, he asked me if I could, something to do with water, getting him water from somewhere. And I just look at him like, go in your house and get water. And and when I wouldn't do it, he goes, oh, that's okay. He goes, I overdosed on my medicine. I'll be dead in a couple hours. And I just, I can't deal with something like that, because, you know, like I said, I have tried to kill myself. I did not succeed, but I have. And I've done it because of everything that has happened in my life, and it's been a shitty life. I mean, now I've got a really good life because I manage very well, you know, and I take very good care of my kids and all that. I manage, but just looking through the years that I can remember, knowing, you know, everything that I've gone through. I mean, I was pushed from person to person. Nobody really wanted me, I guess. I have no clue, because that's how I felt. You know, I went from living with my mom, but she ended up, I guess, from what I was told, she ended up going to be put away because my dad died. And so she could handle it, apparently. I don't know, because I really don't know the story, because nobody will talk about it. So then I was passed off to my aunt, where I had gone to a sleepover, and I hadn't felt good. And I called my aunt, and I begged her, because she had money, and I begged her to get a taxi for me, or to get a car, because they had the money, you could get a car, you know. And she was high, and she was drunk, and she's like, oh, it's just fine, you'll be fine, just stay there, you know, you're not that sick. And I begged her, I really did beg her, I called her so many times. And nope, she wouldn't come. She wouldn't send a car, she wouldn't come, she wouldn't get me. So my friend's dad had said, well, you know what, I'll take you home. You know, it's no big deal, it's not out of my way. I'll take you home. I understand you're sick. Well, on the way home, he pulled down some alley, and he raped me. Not once, but twice, in the backseat of his car. So he finally took me home. I had told my aunt and everything. They called the police. He was arrested. He is in prison. But that's like not the point. The point is like I begged. You know, I begged for her to come and get me. So, but I stayed strong. I stayed as strong as I possibly could. So then finally, I was like 12, when my mom decided, hey, you know what? I'll take you now. And she was living with her her husband, my stepdad, you know, I'll take you. It's fine. Whatever. You can come live here. So I did. I lived there for a little while, obviously, because I got 2 kids with him. Because when my mom divorced him, she took my sister, and she told me that she didn't have enough money to take me back home with her, so she'd come back and get me. So, and I kept telling her, no, I want to go, and it didn't work. It did not work at all. She just left me there, and by then I didn't even know it, but I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my little guy. I love him to death, even though he's a child molester, I don't know, baby, or rape baby, I don't know. I still love him. And then 2 years later, when he was 2, I had my little girl, who I love with all my might. And I wouldn't trade her for the world. She's deaf, but I love her. I love her just as much as I love my son. So then finally, Mom was like, oh my God, I can't believe, because she wasn't talking to me. She was too busy wrapped up in her world doing whatever it was she was doing with some, I don't want to say anything about him because, I want to protect him because of his statute and, but she was too busy messing around with him and wanting him and all that kind of stuff. So, but finally, they let me come home. And I'm like, wow, you guys can actually let me come home. It's really nice. So, I did go home with my 2 kids, which was no big deal. Not that I wanted to be there anyway. So then I came up with a plan of my own. I emancipated. And I left. I came to Philly to be with my aunt, my uncle. But I traveled a lot. And there's the key word, traveled a lot. I met a man who is still a huge part of my life, and he still loves me, even if I had hurt him, even if I had lied to him, even if I had cheated on him. It was supposed to be a one-night stand. And we had my son. I got pregnant. I didn't tell him right away because he was supposed to be a one-night stand. It was really supposed to be a one-night stand, and it didn't turn out to be a one-night stand. It turned out to be more, obviously. And he knows who he is. So I have a son with him. At least I have a son who I wasn't raped, molested, who I was actually loved. Well, I don't know if he loved me when he was conceived, because, I was younger. He was old. He's older. I'm still younger, and he's still older, and the age just hasn't changed. He does the best he can for his son. I don't ask anything from him because I know things right now are not easy for him, so I don't, but I do let him be a part of his life, my son. So, and in all that process, I was pregnant with my daughter. I was with a guy. He was driving me to school. And, I guess the guy ran a red light and tried to stop and slid on some ice and hit my side of the car. Broke my back. I got rods in my back. I think along with the rods, I think there might be a plate. There is a plate. So I had to go to physical therapy just to learn to walk again because I couldn't walk. Everybody said I was not going to walk. They're like, no, Michaela, you aren't going to walk. You're not going to walk again. So you're going to have to raise your kids from a wheelchair. I'm like, that's not an option. I worked my ass off. And I walked. I remember when I walked. I was so happy. And it was just sad because when I first walked, there was nobody around me. So I've done my life with the occasional family here and there whenever they feel like it. But most of it has been just me and my kids. You know? And that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to having a man in my life. I'm not used to being loved. I'm not used to any of that. As terrible as it may be, I don't know what it is to be loved. I don't know what it is to be touched because they love you. I just know heartache and pain. And I try my fucking damnedest to make my life just perfect just for myself, for my children. But somebody's always fucking it up for me. And it doesn't really matter who it is, but somebody is. And, I get threats or I get I don't even know anymore. And here I am, finally 18 years old. Finally an adult. And it's scary because now it's like more decisions have come my way. And I'm trying to make the right ones. The biggest decision was when I was asked by a family member to move to Italy because they felt that that'd be the best thing for me. But I've been to Italy and it's beautiful, it's romantic. But I don't want to move to Italy. I just want to live my life. I want to be happy. And, oh yeah, that too. I had a boyfriend. It's the same boyfriend I got in the accident with. He used to literally knock the shit out of me. And mind you, he was a little older than me and I was younger. I don't know what it is with me and older men. Yeah, he used to beat me, especially when he drank. I remember the one time. Oh, first I was pregnant with my daughter when I got to the accident, so they didn't know what they were going to do to fix my back. Because if they hadn't done anything, if they didn't fix it right then and there, it wouldn't heal properly. So they fixed it though. I don't know what they actually did. I remember them telling me, but I was out of it. Anyways, So I remember he had come over to hang out with me, and he brought a 6-pack of something, and he asked me to drink with him. When you're young, you drink because that's just, you think it's the cool thing. I think I had like one, and I got sick from it. And he drank all of them, but he didn't have 6. There was more, actually. I didn't know about it. So he was feeling pretty good. And him and I had never had sex. I couldn't bring myself to do that, but I had, the kids and all that. The 2 kids, and I didn't want them to wake up or whatever. And smacked the shit out of me. Literally threw me across the room and I hit the wall. I had black eyes and I broke my wrist. And now I have problems with my wrist. And he had no remorse because when I saw him the next day, he didn't even remember a fucking thing. And I was like, wow. All he asked was where I got the bruises from, and I told him, he's like, I would never do that to you. And that was his line, I would never do that to you. But he did. He really did. So that kind of got me too. So after that, I dumped him. I told him I can't do this. And he stalked me for a little bit, and he just disappeared. And then he came back, and it became something else because he needed something or something like that. I forgot what it was. So I tried to move on. I really did. I wasn't in love with him. There was no love there. And then I met. He was a friend of my mom's. That's all I'm gonna say. He was a friend of my mom's. And I ended up going to California for, I think it was a concert or something. I don't remember. But went there. And I met up with him. I think I did on purpose. Got pregnant because I knew that he could have been the one. My little chunky monkey. But that's for him to say how he feels. I don't know. It's really tough. It really is. I mean, it's like when guys sit there and say, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're a pretty girl," or whatever, you worry because you don't know if they want just sex or if they actually mean it. So it's like I don't believe when a man tells me I'm beautiful. I can't, because there's always some ulterior motive. I remember I went on a date with my sister's friend. She's like, "Oh, go on a date with him, you might like him." Sure, no problem. Didn't wear anything sexy just because we were going to play, I think we were going to pub or something. I wore jeans and a sweatshirt. And all of a sudden, he wanted to go to a hotel. Because he said I was beautiful. And I'm like, wow. So when you're told you're beautiful, in some cases, you can't really believe it. Yeah, I really don't believe it half the time. It's like, and y'all want to know when I committed suicide almost. Well, I had almost committed suicide when I was pregnant with my youngest little boy. I felt so I don't even know, I just felt so empty. It's like you have no feelings at that point. You just sit there and you hope that you can snap yourself out of it. I mean, even though I was pregnant, I loved the feel of him. I remember sitting in the tub. I know you're not supposed to take a bath. I remember sitting in the tub and just running that blade across my wrist. And just seeing all that blood just run out. I remember taking my finger with my blood and writing on the wall, "Don't save me. Don't save me," was what I wrote. And then after they did save me, they asked me why did I write that. And I'm like, 'cause I'm unsavable. I'm an unsavable girl. You can't save. That's what I always felt. Unsavable. I looked at that blade, I looked at that blood, and I was like, I can't believe I finally did it. Life killed me. And I sat there and I was naming every person who took a piece of my soul, who took a piece of me, who had killed me. I mean, they didn't run the blade across my skin. I can't blame that. But I can't blame them for the pain that I was caused. And I remember just closing my eyes. And that was it. Next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital. That's all I remember. That's it. I don't remember anything else. I still think I'm not savable. But hearing that guy say that about suicide and all that, I take it really seriously in the heart. Because people commit suicide different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be slitting your wrist or taking a bottle of pills or anything like that. My sister, I didn't even know her that well. My sister committed suicide. And she was my best friend when I did know her. She was my half sister, not my full sister. Same dad, different mom. And I don't know why she did it. I don't know why she killed herself. She never told me. You know, like you talk with your sister out, you know. She never told me a thing. But apparently from what I had read in some papers or some diaries or whatever you want to call it, she had a lot of issues going on. And I was so brokenhearted. Because I had only known her for like a couple of months and we became so close. Apparently not close enough for her to tell me what was going on and that she was going to kill herself. But it's okay. You know, if she's in peace, she's in peace. I don't know, because I hear if you believe in God, that you go to hell because you've killed yourself. So I don't know. I believe other things, but I'm not gonna go into all that religious stuff. Religion just starts a big argument. But it's just crazy when you lose somebody to suicide and to hear him talk about killing himself because he can't handle it, stuff like that. Well, if you're feeling like that, go get help. Get help before it's too late. I don't know the number, but it's a suicide prevention hotline. Look it up, please, if you think you're gonna kill yourself. Or even if you have suicidal thoughts. Get help. Life isn't that bad. I mean, it could be, but get help. It's the best thing to do. I mean, because life is worth living. I mean, I got 3 beautiful children, and looking at them every day, they give me the breath to breathe. You know, they give me that life. Just by hearing my little guy, my 4-year-old say, "Mommy, I do this with you," or "Mommy, you owe me $1." It's just something. So if you're going to do anything, go to the suicide prevention hotline. Look for it. I'm not sure what it is. If I knew I was going to give it to you, if I knew, I would give you all it. I don't have another way to look it up, so. But please, get help before it's too late. Because you could have a beautiful life. You could have 3 beautiful children. 1 beautiful children. 2, 3. You can have what you want. Just, you gotta be careful. But you can do this. It's not so bad. I mean, I know life is hard. I really do. And I know life can kill you sometimes. Not literally, but figuratively. But, get help. There is help out there. I promise you there's help out there. Do it for me, please. I don't want to lose any more of you guys, even if I don't know you guys personally. I don't want